Hello, TMPers. Lieutenant Colonel Nutnfancy reporting for duty here in the bunker, safe and sound. Happy, as I'm sure you are. I was not planning to come here anytime soon. Not at all, actually. I have other things going on, other projects I'm pushing forward, other in-field work I'm doing. And yet, as has happened here in the project a couple of times, maybe more than a couple of times, I get this feeling I should make a video. That I should come in front of the camera and give a speech. Me? I don't really want to do that. Do it. I'm a goofball. Do it. I don't know what to say. Don't worry about that. You'll figure it out. So here I am. Doing what I feel inspired to do. Celebrating goodness, defending goodness, promoting goodness. That's what I wish to do. Promoting Christ. That's what I wish to do. In my tiny, probably inconsequential way. So here's what's going to happen. You're probably going, what in the heck am I watching? What is this about? Here's what it's about. I'm going to give a presidential inauguration speech. Not as President Trump. I'm not Trump. But as if I were an invited member to speak in that event. I'm not seeking that, by the way. It would never happen anyhow, but I'm not. But let's just pretend. Or an event of that magnitude following the election results. That's what this speech is about. I will speak as if I'm on the podium in front of an audience of, let's say, 400,000 people. Good Americans. Now, it's different when I'm here in the bunker because I don't have that audience interaction. I wish I had a different background for this particular video. But whatever, imperfect as it may be, we're pressing on. But I feel the presence of you. I feel the presence of those good Americans who have participated in this political battle. And I do believe in this speech that I will give, I will tie into that energy that they have. Are you ready? Okay. We, the people, say it with me. We, the people. We had enough. We have spoken. And we have chosen a brighter future for this great country. We, the people, is you. Is you. Is you. Is you. Clear back there. You're like a mile away, but I can still see you. It's you too. It's me. It's all of us. And we have spoken. And when we spoke, it wasn't in a whisper. It was in a shout. And it was a shout for freedom. A shout for liberty. A shout to uphold the greatness of America and to restore it. To make it once again a beacon of peace, of hope, of happiness, and of freedom to the world. And we, the people, made this happen, and I salute you. I thank you from the bottom of my heart and with all my spirit. I thank you that you did not give up. In the dark days, there were people telling you it was hopeless. Why even try? America is done. It had a good run. We had some great laughs. We had some great memories. But the forces arrayed against us, they're in every power institution. We cannot battle them. Why even try? Why even vote? Some people probably told you that. And you know what you did? You, the people, did not give up hope. You knelt down in prayer with your God. And you prayed for this great nation. You prayed for Donald Trump. A flawed man, yes. A great man, absolutely. And you prayed, God, please protect this man. Please protect his team. Please protect America. Because where we are now, he is needed in this battle we find ourselves in. Please protect him. Please protect our election. Please give us another chance to bring hope, happiness, and light back to America. That was your prayer. Sound familiar? How do I know you prayed that way? Because I prayed that way. Every day. In absolute humility to my Creator, asking Him for His help. Doing what I could do in my small part, with my own money, with my own vote, with my own letter writing, with my own small sphere of influence, doing what I could do, but I needed more. I needed God's intervention. And would you say that He answered our prayers? Thank you. He did answer our prayers. So thank you, our Heavenly Father, for answering our request. And we acknowledge your hand in making this happen. Donald Trump is a great man. He is a man for this time in America. He is a man that can get things done and will get things done. He is a man like Job, who has undergone all types of hardship, trial, persecution, to prepare him for this moment, his second term. His eyes are a bit wider open than they were the first term. He knows the forces arrayed against him. He knows of their power, their organization, their secrets, their influence, their money. They sure outspent us, didn't they? And he's ready for that fight.
You suck.
Our prayers protected this man at least twice. At least twice from attempted assassination from these dark forces. These assassination attempts were quickly forgotten by the media. They were not discussed, they were not researched, they were not looked into. They were brushed under the carpet and they went along business as usual. Because they feared Donald Trump. And more importantly, they fear us, his supporters, Americans. They want to derail him in any way possible. Judicial lawfare did not work either. They attempted time after time to imprison Donald Trump, to charge him with this and that, and to put in the minds of people who don't really have good information that he is a corrupt individual. An absolute lie. I don't know if you sense it the way I sense it, but there's a new feeling in the air. with us, we the people. We are happier, we are more optimistic, and we look forward to the future, not dread the future. Sound familiar? Yeah, I feel that way too. We look forward to the future. I was looking a few months ago, dreading the future. Really not wanting it to come. Not giving up hope, not giving up faith, but assessing what was going on in this country. In a way, it's understandable that maybe even some people on our side would have given up hope at some time or another. After all, most of the power institutions in this country, even now, are controlled by the left. Most, if not all, of big tech media, save X. Thank you, Elon Musk. Round of applause for Elon. Thank you. A true patriot and a warrior who made a huge difference in this fight. Thank you, Elon. We need you, brother. Thank you so much. Sent from God, by the way. I don't know if Elon would agree with that, but that's what I feel. Sent from God. There's some people, it's understandable why they felt the way they felt. And perhaps even now still do, I hope not. All of the media controlled by the left. Many of the corporations controlled by the left. The narrative controlled by the left. And yet this is a miracle. That you, that I, that we, the people, saw through this deception. It did not fool us for a moment. Not for a moment. We know what the truth was about Donald Trump. We saw it all along. Flawed? Yes, but guess what? So am I. So are you. And so are you. And you, sir, way in the back. Yeah, you, the one I pointed to earlier about a mile away. You're flawed too. I love you, but you have faults just like we all do. No, you and I saw past that, and we saw the greatness of his vision. And we saw his love of freedom. And that's what scared them the most. Because they don't want freedom for you and I. They don't want freedom for even their supporters. Therein lies the irony. Their supporters think that they'll be better off under this progressive ideology. They will not. They will be abandoned in the last day, left to their own devices, and probably just like all, if they were to have their way, to some degree or another, enslaved. This is a battle that you and I have been fighting. To wake up people and tell them of this truth. To tell them that freedom isn't free. It requires constant vigilance. It requires an educated American. One that can listen to things and discern truth. We need to make that the standard again in America, not the exception. Thank you. The standard of understanding something just on its own merits, from logic. I'm sure you, like myself, have individuals, friends, acquaintances, co-workers that you know, and you stand and look at them and you cannot believe what they're telling you. And they truly believe it. They truly believe these ideologies, even though at just first glance with common logic, you know that they're not true. Don't look at these people as our enemies. They need help, yes. Do they have absolute truth? No, they do not. But you and I should continue in patience to educate, to beseech, to entreat these individuals to our cause of freedom. Freedom is the greatest of gifts. That's why this country has been a shining beacon of hope throughout all the world. When our wise founding fathers sat down and argued and disagreed about what America would be, this was the one thing they did agree upon: freedom. Because they didn't have a lot of it from where they came from. And lo and behold, they wanted to create a country where it was the norm and protected by sacred documents. Those documents and our founding fathers have been under attack, as you have seen. But I have news for you. That's going to stop. Because America is back, and you and I are back, and Donald J. Trump is back for a second term. Thank you. Don't kid yourself that the fight is done, however. That's easy to do. I felt it too. After the election, you feel like this relief. You're like, oh my gosh, finally we can breathe. Oxygen. Sound familiar? Yeah, I felt that way too. Oh no. Oh no, the fight is just beginning. I had this car when I was a teenager and it was a piece of crap. Let me tell you about it. Had all kinds of problems when I first bought it. The tires were bald. I think I had 3 different brands of tires. The brakes squealed if they worked at all. When it ran, it'd like leave a trail of oil smoke. Most days it would not start. Had some busted teeth off the starter motor. Sometimes I had to get under the car and like move it around with a screwdriver. Tires were out of alignment. The panels were all dented up. It was like 3 different colors. And it would often overheat when I drove it on the road and would just stop. I had a friend, he came up to me one day and he goes, hey man, I know your car's got problems, but it's still good to go. I wouldn't waste any money on that car if I were you. You know what I said? I was like, that's not the vision I have for this car. Because I know it can be better. I know it can be alive, vibrant, having a personality all its own. It can be beautiful. I don't want just something that barely gets me there. I want a car that I'm proud to be seen in, that I'm proud to be a part of, that I helped build. That's our country, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, like my old beat up car, my old beat up VW Bug. That's kind of where we are now. We can move, we are functioning, but we have a lot of work to do. And work it will be. We do have a huge advantage. One, we have people that have come over to our way of thinking in the last 6 months, I would say, and they are awoke. They see things that you and I have been seeing all along, but bless their hearts, they're with us now. Welcome them. Treat them as brother, sister. We'll have more coming over. Everyone has their own timetable. Don't ask me why it's this way. I don't know. But some people take a different path. But they, like us, can look at America and they can say, those brakes aren't working too good. That car's not starting up on a cold morning. That paint job sucks. Because we are realists. We do not buy lies, deceit. We've been fed that over the past few years, actually for quite some time, but has really picked up pace. You know what I'm talking about, don't you? I see a lot of heads nodding up and down. A lot, yes. There's people who are telling us, hey, the car's fine. Don't even worry about it. Don't waste it. We have a new vision for the car. And actually, it's not a car at all. We're going to take your car. We're going to put you in public transportation, electronically controlled by robots and AI. And we'll let you know if and when you can travel from point A to B. But wait, we're getting ahead of ourselves. You don't need the car. Don't put money into it. I know you guys are laughing, but you know it's funny because it's true. That car is an example, a dumb one, of kind of where we are in America. We have a lot of cleaning house to do. We have a lot of bureaucracy to get rid of. We have agencies that need to be purified, if not eliminated. We need to empower the American worker. We need to empower the low class, the middle class, and make a vibrant economy where all can succeed who are willing to work. Donald Trump is going to make that happen. There's people last year saying America's done. Best days are behind us. I'm not even going to vote. Excuse me. I talk to people like this. I said, brother, do not give up the fight. You have to at least vote. Well, the process is broken. You and I told him this was like, well, there's definitely a cheat factor that the left did do and will do again, and they did do this. We see the numbers now. We're saying, where did your 10 million votes in 2020 go? They're gone. We'll look into that. Interesting how that happened, and it has validated all our concerns. Time, by the way, to release and pardon and actually make restitution to January 6ers. Thank you. Are other good Americans that would dare question what has turned out to be an absolute fraud of an election in 2020. But I get ahead of myself. A lot of work to do. A lot of bureaucracy to eliminate. Perhaps some investigations to go into. And our opponents will say, well, there you go. There you go. You're going to start investigating. We knew you were going to do this. And our answers, my fellow Americans, should be this. We don't want to investigate. We don't want to punish. What we want for America is the truth. Because the truth will set you free. And if we deviate from the standard of truth, we will be lost as a nation. That's what we want. We want truth. As painful as it may be to hear, as uncomfortable as it may be to root out, as hard as it may be to discover. So this administration, by the grace of God, will be founded in truth. Giving it back to you, to me, to all of us. Say it with me. We the people. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. Oh my gosh. You guys are the best. Oh my gosh. I do feel it. We the people love truth. We all know people in our lives that do not live with a truth in their life. For whatever reason, they've become distracted. They've become misaligned, just like my junker of a car. And they didn't correct it. And maybe things for that individual got worse. I will ask you this question. Those people, that person, that woman, that man that you have in mind right now, whose life was not established in truth, I ask you, are they better off or are they worse off now with the adoption of darkness, of lies, of untruth in their lives? I look into your faces and I can see you're thinking of that person. And I hope that, like myself in my own life, you took that as a warning. A cheap life lesson because it didn't happen to you. A wise man learns through the experiences of others. And you and I hope, as flawed as you and I are, because we are, we say to ourselves, I need truth. I need truth in my life. I need to be honest with myself. I need to be honest with my disadvantages, my personality, things that I'm not doing correctly, and I need to correct and be better in tomorrow. I need to have truth in my life. And a funny thing happens when you have truth like that, when you're honest with yourself, as painful as it may be, as uncomfortable as it may be, Did I say P? I think I did. As it may be, growth is achieved. Good things, great things start to happen when you have truth in your life. Because all your energy becomes focused in reality. This is what we need to do in this nation. Stop the lies, stop the gaslighting, stop the nonsense, and focus on what has been time proven and true. Again, the battle's not over. It's just beginning. President Trump will continue to need our cards, our letters, our prayers, our political activism in this cause of truth, in this cause of reestablishing America, in making America great again. He has many opponents. Again, they are organized. They have organizations, passwords, secret phrases they use with one another. We will do our best at rooting this out. At once again giving the government back to you. Say it with me. We the people. You guys are awesome. Good days are ahead. I hope you feel that. I hope you feel that hope, that sense of love in your heart. The optimism for this country that has been lacking for quite some time. Share that with everyone you see every day. Even with someone you may consider a political opponent. Like I said, we should reach out. Be warm, be loving, be kind to our fellow American because we are brothers and sisters. And that is what God expects us to do. So be good, show good, do good, pray for good for the United States of America. Great days are ahead of us. Great battles are ahead of us. Again, do not think we are done. The war shall continue. For freedom requires constant vigilance. I like to think when I put myself in thought about some of our founding fathers, John Adams, Thomas Jefferson, Ben Franklin, James Madison, Alexander Hamilton, John Jay, Samuel Adams, Patrick Henry, Thomas Paine, to just mention a few. I like to think when they look down upon us, this generation, that they smile and they say to themselves, these are the Americans, the citizens we envisioned. These are the people that we wanted to inherit this country, to keep it free. Do you think they had a good idea what freedom was really about, what its cost really was? Oh, yes. When they created this country and its sacred founding documents, I would like to think they sealed it up with a prayer, just like you and I do at the end of every night, on bended knee before God. And they prayed that somebody in the future would not take it for granted. They wouldn't be lazy. They wouldn't cast it aside, but they would step up and do that level of work, that level of courage, that level of self-sacrifice to keep America free and to keep America great. We, the people, have spoken. We have made our voices known in no uncertain way. Continue to do so. Continue to carry a sense of hope, of optimism for the future, because this is a new day. But again, the war is the war. It shall go on. And 4 years is not that long of a time. And we'll find ourselves once again at the precipice of a junction of which way will this country go. In the meantime, go out and make converts to the sense of hope, of happiness, and freedom that represents America. It is my pleasure to stand before you. I am humbled for this audience, for this opportunity to say even a few words to you. I look out among all of you and I see greatness. I see hard-working Americans, sacrificing Americans, good Americans, making a difference in their local communities, in the lives of their friends and their families, and most importantly, in the establishment and the preservation of America. I salute you. My spirit goes out to you, and I wish you all the best, and Godspeed, and God bless Donald J. Trump, his team, and God bless America. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Nutnfancy, out.